Hi, my name's Miranda. This video is to help protect you from the common injuries that can happen with golf. Golfer's elbow, rotator cuff injuries, hip strain, pain, and knees, and also back problems. So we're going to start off on our backs. So if you come onto your back, and just take a moment and settle onto the floor. And bring your knees in towards your chest. And hug your knees in towards your chest. And just take a moment here, breathing deeply. Long deep breaths through your nose. Exhaling fully. So deep breath in through your nose. And a really long, complete exhale. So it's a lovely stretch for the back. You may feel that as you exhale more, your back releases a little bit more. So just a few more deep breaths here. Really feeling the knees just maybe coming in a little bit closer in towards your chest as you exhale. And then we're going to circle the knees. So you might feel it's nice to have your hands on the knees, but they don't need to be. But if you bring your knees in towards your chest, separate them, take them away from you and back together again. So 2 circles with the knees. It's a bit like breaststroke with the legs. And maybe the hands slide down the thighs. So just making those circles as big as feels good in your hips. So just observing. Maybe those circles gradually get bigger. It's a lovely movement for the hips, really freeing up the hips. And when our hips are very tight, which is very easy for them to be when we spend a lot of time sitting, it can really put pressure not only on our hip joints, but on our knees and our back. So it's really important to keep our hips flexible. And take the circles in the other direction. Golf can demand movement, flexibility in the hips, but when we don't have that, it really can cause a strain elsewhere. Just again observing. And then take your feet about as wide as the mat, if you have a mat, otherwise it's wider than your hip if you don't have a mat. Hips. And then take your hands behind your head and make a pillow with your hands, clasping your hands together behind your head. Inhale. Exhale, take your knees over to the left. Inhale, back up to center. Exhaling over to the right. Inhaling to center. Exhaling over to the left again. Maybe reach your way in down with your right knee, so a little bit further. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhaling when you're ready to, over to the right and again, maybe reach a little bit further. Inhale, back up, keep going. And again, observe how that feels. It's a lovely rotation in the hips. An internal, external rotation. Again, really freeing up the hips. It's taking a little bit more movement up into the body, into the torso. So just becoming a gentle twist. Freeing up the spine. Side of the waist. So just observing as you move. It should feel good. When you've gone over to the right, make that the last time. And then bring both your knees in towards your chest, hug them in and rock from side to side. Give your back a nice massage. And again, the back is getting a lovely stretch here. And a release in the hips. Then keep your right knee in. Bring your left foot onto the floor. And then straighten your left leg along the floor and push your left foot away and press down with your left thigh. That creates a lovely spaciousness in your left hip socket. Snuggle that right knee in, make sure your shoulders are away from your ears, and circle your right foot. And observe how that feels in your ankle. It's very easy for our ankles to be very tight, very stiff, and also very weak. And that weakness, that tightness is going to have an effect all the way up the body. So just observing. Take that circle in the other direction. Such a simple thing to do that can have a big effect on our body. Then catch hold behind your thigh. Keep your thigh close in towards your chest. And when you're ready to, inhale, take your right foot up to the ceiling, up to where you feel a stretch in the back of your thigh, just to where you feel the stretch. And exhale, let the foot come back down. Inhaling again, keep the thigh close, take your foot up to the ceiling, up to where you feel a stretch. And exhale, let the foot come back down. And again, take the foot up. This time, keep it there. Just observing that stretch in the back of the thigh, keeping your thigh close. And then reach your way with your heel. You'll feel a bit more of a stretch in the back of the leg, especially in the calf. And point your foot. Reach your way with your heel. And point your foot. Reach your way with the heel and stay there. Keep pushing away with your left foot. So taking that right foot up to the ceiling as far as it goes. Because again, it's about the stretch in the back of your leg, not about trying to straighten your leg. Breathe deeply into that stretch. And that breath is really important. If you breathe in a shallow way, your body will tense up. It thinks it has to do something to act. But if you breathe deeply, your body will go, oh, okay, I've got to let go here. I can relax. So using that breath to encourage your body to let go those hamstrings, the calf muscles. Just encouraging them to let go. And then bend. Bring that foot onto the floor. Bring your left knee in. Snuggle that knee in, so catching around the shin first of all. Straighten your right leg along the floor. And again, push away with your right foot and press down with the thigh, feeling that spaciousness you're creating in the right hip socket. Shoulders away from your ears. And again, circle your left foot. And observing how that feels in your left ankle. Is it the same as the other ankle? Is it different? How clunky is it? Don't rush the circle, otherwise you whiz past the tight spots. Take the circle in the other direction. Sometimes there are clicks. So just again observing. Catch hold then behind your thigh. So again, the thigh stays close in towards your chest. When you're ready to, inhale, take the foot up to the ceiling, up to where you feel a stretch in the back of the thigh. And exhale, let the foot come back down. Inhaling again, take the foot up to where you feel a stretch in the back of the thigh. And exhale, let the foot come back down. And again, take the foot up. This time we're going to keep it up. Reach away with your heel. And point your foot. Reach your way with the heel. And point your foot. Reach away with the heel and stay there. So again, it's about the stretch in the back of the leg rather than thinking you need to get the leg straight. Long, deep breaths. And when we have very tight hamstrings, it can really lead to back injuries. Every time you try and fold over to pick something up, so to pick up a golf ball, if your hamstrings are very tight, you're going to hurt your back much more easily. Just observing the stretch in the back of the leg. Just really seeing how it can help us to fold safely. And then let go. Bring both knees in towards your chest and hug and rock from side to side. Give your back a nice massage. We're then going to roll over onto our tummies. So come onto your belly. And bring your hands underneath your shoulders away from your ears, elbows in. We're going to come into a back bend here. So inhale, open up, curling up into a back bend, into cobra position. Don't push yourself up with your hands, your back is doing the work. Exhale, let your body come back down. Inhale, open up. And again, don't push yourself up, keep your shoulders down. Don't let your elbows or shoulders go up towards your ears. Exhaling back down. Keep your elbows in as well. Inhale, come up. This time you're going to stay here. Spread your fingers, shoulders away from your ears, elbows in, and attempt to drag your hands back. You'll feel your upper back muscles working that little bit more. In playing golf, there's a lot of forward bends involved, so really feel your back muscles working here for a stronger, healthier back. And come down. We're going to come up without the hands, so take your hands down by your sides, palms facing down, and then take your hands up off the floor and reach them towards the back wall. Reach them, feel how that takes the shoulders away from your ears. Then inhale, come into a back bend again. Make sure your neck is free, so don't look at the wall in front, look down at the floor. Reach those hands back. Breathe, make sure you're not holding your breath. And come down. Make a pillow with your hands, turn your toes towards each other and just wiggle your bottom, shake out. It's a nice way of releasing in the lower back. And then come up onto your hands and knees. Spread your fingers and do an outward wave with your hands. So by that I mean that movement with your hands. And you should feel the creases of the elbows turning towards the front of the room. They might not go all the way there, but that's about strengthening the shoulders in a healthy way. Tuck your toes under and lift your knees up and come into downward dog. It's an upside down V. And then bend your right leg, take your left heel away and down. Then bend your left leg, take your right heel away and down. And just keep going. So just really allowing that lovely stretch in the back of your legs. Really let it feel lovely. It should feel good. And the feet are getting a lovely stretch and workout too. Then come up onto your tiptoes, up high. And heels away and down. Come up onto your tiptoes, up high. Heels away and down. Then bend your legs and take your tail away and up. Imagine you're trying to stick your bottom on the wall, halfway up the wall behind you. Nice long back, really long back. Outward wave of the hands again. Feel that the shoulders engaging. Push the floor away with your hands. And then straighten your legs as much as you can straighten them, but where your back is still long. Don't curl your tail under. Your tail wants to be reaching halfway up the wall. So maybe your legs are really pretty bent still. So don't feel you have to straighten your legs. The legs are going as straight as they can go, but where your back is long. Then come back down to your knees. Plant the feet flat. We're going to come into a twist. So inhale, take your right arm up, reach up and stretch. Exhale, take the hand down behind your left hand, slide it through and come to rest briefly on the right side of your head. Inhale, push the floor away with your left hand, take that right arm up again, reach up. Exhale again, take the hand down behind your left hand, slide it through. Inhale, push the floor away with your left hand, reach up. And exhale, take the hand down again behind your left hand. This time we're going to stay here. Just take a moment to settle. The right side of your head is on the floor. You might need a cushion underneath your head to make that comfortable. And then take your left hand next to your right hand. Come up onto your fingertips. Shoulder away from your ear. And push the floor away with your left hand. It just turns you off to the left a little bit more and engages muscles underneath your armpit here. Observe and breathe. And then bring your left hand underneath your shoulder. Push yourself back up again. Inhale, left arm up. Reach up, stretch. Exhale, hand down behind your right hand. Slide it through and again come to rest on the left side of your head. Push the floor away. Inhale, take your left arm up again. Reach up and stretch. Exhaling again, take the hand down behind your right hand, slide it through. One more time, inhale, open up. Exhale, slide through again, stay here again this time. So coming to rest on the left side of your head. Again, just observe, make sure you're comfortable here. So it's a bit of a stretch to the left shoulder. Right hand next to your left hand. And again, come up onto your fingertips, so it's spider fingers, shoulder away from ear, elbow bent, and push the floor away with that right hand. And again, just observe that engagement underneath your right armpit around the side of the rib cage. Breathe. Long, deep breaths. And then bring your hand back underneath your shoulder, coming back up onto your both hands. And come up off your hands. And bring your elbows in by your sides, palms facing up. And close your hands, your fingers. We're going to strengthen the forearm and stretch the back of the hand. And this really helps to prevent injury in the arm, the wrist, and the elbow. So if you raise your fists, and back to neutral. Raise your fists, and back to neutral. And just keep going. And just observe how we're working these muscles here, which are often weaker. When they're weaker, they can lead to injury in the elbow, in the wrist. It's often down to tight shoulders as well, so we're going to work the shoulders as well. So just really feeling that stretch in the back of the wrist. It should feel good. And then let go. We're going to come to standing. So if you come to standing anywhere you like, otherwise we'll come on via downward dog. Out with both hands, toes under, into downward dog. Then bend your legs and step your feet forwards one at a time. Maybe you need to step a little bit and then more. Then fold. Then bend your legs. And inhale, lift up, a little bit of a back bend. And exhale, bring your hands to prayer. I'm going to come to face you. So if you bring your arms down by your sides, when you're ready to inhale, rotate your upper arms out. Your hands just follow. So feel your shoulders go back and down. Exhale, let your arms come back in. Inhale, rotate your arms. Feel the shoulders going back and down again. Feel those muscles engaging. Exhale, back in. And a few more times. Really feel a lovely openness in the chest as you take those up, the shoulders back and down. And we're going to be really we're working here the rotator cuff. And we only ever really hear about the rotator cuff, a group of muscles in the shoulders, when we hurt them. So when they are healthy, flexible and strong, they're so much less prone to injury. The next time you rotate out, keep them there. Just observe. And turn your head off to one side. And back to the middle. And off to the other side. And back to the middle. And relax. And bring your elbows in by your sides. This exercise feels a bit strange, but it's again really good for the shoulder muscles. So inhale, keeping your elbows in, take your arms out, hands out to the side. And exhale, back to neutral. Inhale, elbows stay in, arms reach out. Exhale, back in. And again, observe. You'll feel the shoulders working here. And let them go, shake them out. Then take your hands behind your back, clasp them together so all the fingers interlace. If I come sideways so you can see me better. And lift your breastbone, and then take your arms away and up. Reach those arms up. You may be just here, you might be higher. Just observe how that feels. And again, just move your head around, just really release the neck. Maybe you want to drop your chin down. And coming to center, we're going to fold forwards here. So inhale, see if you can take those arms up a little higher. Then bend your legs lots. Take your chest onto your thighs. And then straighten your legs as much as they straighten, but keeping your back long. Then bend your legs again. Hands back on your bottom. Legs really bent. Inhale, come back up. And exhale fully. Let go of the arms. And we're going to step into a lunge. So take your right foot back, reach back with your right heel. So actively reach back with that heel and take your arms out by your sides. So the left knee is above your left ankle, arms out to the side. Inhale, rotate your arms all the way up and back. The palms are facing up and back behind you. Exhale, rotate the arms the other way. Inhale, rotate your arms all the way up and out and back. Exhale the other way. And keep going. So really again, feel that rotation in the shoulder, the healthy shoulders. And when our shoulders are healthy, the elbows are going to be healthier and the wrists. So flexible, strong shoulders will really help to avoid golfer's elbow, carpal tunnel, so many other things. Feel that stretch in the front of your right hip too. And step forwards. Left foot back. Reach back with your left heel. Again, your arms out by your side, so reach back with that left heel. The more you reach back, the more you'll feel that stretch in the left hip. And inhale, rotate your arms all the way up and back. Exhale the other way. Inhale, rotate them. Exhale the other way. And a few more times. So again, just really feel what's happening in the shoulders here. So don't try so hard that you feel a strain. Don't ever go to where you feel pain. Rotating out. And step forwards. And shake your legs out. And then a lovely movement for the hips. Especially if we've been doing lots of sitting, it's a really good movement to do frequently. If you take your feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart, hands on your hips, soften your knees, and circle the hips. And if you're happy to close your eyes, it's really nice to close your eyes. And I always think it's good to close your eyes as much as possible when doing yoga, because it really makes us listen to our bodies. So rather than thinking, I should be doing this, how does it feel? Circling those hips. Just observing how that feels. It's a lovely movement for the hips all around the pelvis. And take the circles in the other direction. So just remembering that if we can keep the hips flexible and strong, we're going to help protect those knees, such a common area of injury, and the back, and of course the hips themselves. And come to centre. Before we come to the floor, I just want to show you how to really make sure you're folding forward safely. So if you're picking up a ball, if you try and pick up a ball and your hamstrings are really tight and you're rounding your back to try and get there, you're going to be straining your back to get down there. So first of all, make sure that your feet are pointing forwards, because men particularly, feet tend to turn out, which means your bottom muscles are going to be really clenching, and it's really hard to fold forwards and letting go of the buttocks. So feet facing forwards, bend your legs lots, keep your back straight for the moment, then imagine you're picking a ball up, then you can straighten your legs as much as you straighten to get the stretch in the back of the legs. Then bend your knees again and come up. So to come down again, bend your legs lots. And then imagine you're picking a ball up, but you want to stretch the legs out, stretching the legs out as much as you can stretch the legs, but don't round the back. Your tail wants to be lifting, not curled under. Bend your legs again. And come up. And we're going to come down onto the floor again. So come onto your bottom and then onto your back. We're going to come into a lovely position called Happy Baby, which really helps to bring flexibility to the hips and length to the back. So bring your knees into your chest and then take them wide. So knees wide. Take your feet up towards the ceiling. And there are different places you can catch hold of. If you're flexible, you can catch hold of it outside of your feet. It might be the ankles, it might be the calves, but it might be behind the thighs. So if you're behind the thighs, that's totally fine too. Don't let your bottom come up off the floor. Bottom on the floor, nice long back. Don't tip your head back. Keep your chin tucked in. You might need something underneath your head. And rock from side to side. Give your back a nice massage here. So I'm more flexible, so I'm catching hold of the outside of the feet. But remember, wherever works for you. So it's about a lovely stretch in the back, a lovely stretch in the hips. And this really helps us to be able to fold from the hips, rather than rounding the back to fold forwards. Then come to center and push your bottom away and down. Imagine you're trying to push your bottom into the wall and down into the floor at the same time. So pushing your bottom away and down. You feel that length in the spine. Breathe deeply. So the pelvic floor is getting a stretch here too. And for men particularly, pelvic floor can be very tight. But a lot of us, pelvic floor can be tight from stress, from lots of sitting. So breathing deeply. And then we're going to do another stretch of the hips. So if you take your right thigh over the top of your left thigh, bend your legs. So the legs across at the thighs, and flex your feet to help protect your knees, because knees are prone to injury if our hips are tight. But equally when we're stretching them, we just want to be really careful of that. So flex your feet and catch hold around the knees, around the shins, or wherever works for you. And bring your knees in towards your chest. So knees in towards your chest. But again, push your bottom away and down. So there's lovely length in your back. You'll be feeling a stretch in your right buttock around here. So the more you bring your knees in towards your chest and the more you push your bottom away and down, the more you'll feel that stretch. It should feel like a deeply satisfying stretch. So we're stretching the back and we're stretching a muscle deep in the buttock called the piriformis. And both places can cause sciatica if we've got tightness pressing on the sciatic nerve. So just observing long deep breaths. Really using the exhales to encourage your body to let go. Deep breaths. It should feel good. If you feel you're not getting a stretch anymore, just bring your knees in a little bit more and push your bottom away a little bit more. And if you find that actually you're finding it very hard to reach, use a belt or something to make your arms a bit longer. And then let go. We're going to change and do the other side. So left thigh over the right thigh. So again, snuggle your thighs over each other. Flex your feet. And again, catching hold of where works for you. Don't allow the knees to twist. Knees don't like to twist. So again, the knees are coming in towards your chest. Bottom is pushing away and down. And you'll feel that as soon as you push your bottom away and down, you'll feel that stretch in the left buttock this time. Long, deep breaths. And breathing through the nose as much as possible. Always through the nose. It's a much healthier way to breathe. Particularly focusing on the exhale. The exhale is where our body lets go even more. So just inhaling, deep inhale. Big, slow, complete exhale. And again, if you feel that stretch isn't happening anymore, bring your knees in a little bit more. Or push your bottom away a little bit more. And relax, release, let go, hug your knees, unwrap, hug your knees and rock from side to side. And then we're going to finish off with a twist. So if you roll over onto your right side and have your legs bent, hands behind your head, elbows facing forwards. And when you're ready to, take the top elbow up and back. So you're coming into a twist. Allow your body to turn, and you might just want to shuffle to settle here. And breathe deeply. Close your eyes again. Breathe deeply. So your elbow, if you're quite tight, your elbow might be up towards the ceiling. But maybe you're more flexible and it reaches back and down. Just observe where you get to. Make sure your body's happy to be where you are. And breathe. Again, that long exhale to encourage your body to release more. Deep, deep inhale. Really long exhale. Feel your body releasing here. And we don't do enough twists in our day-to-day lives, and then suddenly we try and do a twist, so like the swing of a golf, or when you're hitting, or other twists. We try and pick something up at a funny angle. And if we don't do twists, we're so much more prone to injury. And then bring the elbow back up and over. And then roll over to the other side. I'm going to swivel around, so I'm still facing the camera. But if you come onto your left side, hands again behind your head, elbows facing forwards. When you're ready to inhale, open up, take the top elbow up and back. And again, just allow your body to settle. Observe where you are, where you get to. Make sure your head is comfortably supported in your hands. Close your eyes and breathe. So really feel these muscles letting go. So again, the deeper you breathe, the more your body will release. And these twists will not only enable you to move more freely, enabling you to play a game without injury, more safely, and so many other things other than golf. It just helps us to be healthier. It also helps us to breathe more deeply. Stretches all the muscles around the rib cage. So freedom of movement, but also that ability to breathe more deeply, so we can be calmer and healthier. And then bring the elbow back up and over. And come onto your back. Hug your knees in towards your chest and rock from side to side. Give your back a nice massage. And it's a good thing to even your body out when you've done a twist, one-sided movement like that. And then to come up to sitting, just roll over onto one side and push yourself up to sitting. I hope you enjoyed that. I will be doing a video for tennis players as well. Some of the same things. So I think golf and tennis, there are a lot of the same injuries that happen. But so really keeping our bodies flexible and strong will really help prevent a lot of injuries. Please do subscribe if you enjoy my videos. Many thanks.